If the camera moves, I'm going to go ahead and apologize now. We have dogs walking around, and they're guaranteed to hit my tripod. Guaranteed. Okie doke. I'm just setting up real quick, and then we'll start talking. This crazy thing had, she's got some hooded pajamas on right now.
It's a onesie.
It's a little onesie.
Oh, fun, cool.
And it's a shark. She's walking around in a shark
Watch him go out.
onesie. And what you can't see is she's dancing behind the camera.
Let's see like the craziest whip you've ever done.
Okay.
Alright.
Just be glad you guys are not having to witness what I'm watching. This little idiotic thing over here is dancing in a shark onesie.
Look at all the fuzz that flies off me as I live.
Okay, let's see. Who's here? Hello, Vina, Tina, Mud Pie Girl, Susan, Heather, Kelly, Wendy. Hi, guys. Hello, Simply Circus. I can't get her. You can't. You don't want to see what she's doing. You just don't. Like, it's scary. She's for real. And come back around over here so they can see your footy pajamas. Let me scoot the camera back a little bit so you can see her. This is what I deal with.
I'm so fat. Who's that?
This is what I deal with.
I'm so fat. Who's that?
Pooh Fingers are doing their gingerbread challenge. I've not even got the stuff to do mine. Like I said I was going to, but I've still not done it. I don't know if I want to buy it's like store-bought gingerbread or if I actually want to make it.
This is my favorite thing to do.
Cherish, are they supposed to be chicken nuggets?
Those are Emily's, but yeah. Oh, they put the chicken nuggets in there.
You want them?
Okay.
I'm so stuffed.
You need one for Nicole. I saw one I wanted really bad, and then when I went back to get it, because I didn't have the money on me at the time, and when I went back to get it, they didn't have it. It was Little Mermaid, like your hood was Ariel's hair and everything. I wanted that so bad. Teresa, I am not feeling better, actually. Rebecca, I'm not feeling better, actually. I am just right now strung out on some NyQuil and Benadryl at the same time. So, who knows what we're going to talk about. Susan said it's a shark attack. She's still dancing. You guys are just missing all the craziness. She's still over here dancing. Let's see.
I can't breathe. I really can't.
It's because you're out of shape.
Round is a shape.
Round is a shape. So is all blown. Let's see.
This look all blown
So-
to me?
If you don't quit, I'm going to turn the camera around and let them see you dance.
Come at me, Tim.
She's so crazy. Let's see. Hey, Wayne. Okay, so I'm like I said, I'm really pretty loopy right now on medication. So I'm out of peppermint oil. The last time I used it, I had made the like a fly spray with it, and I'd used the last of what I had. If I were to take a Benadryl, I'd be bouncing off the walls. Benadryl doesn't make me loopy. It makes me want to go to bed. But I mix that with NyQuil. Because one of them is to help the decongestion, and then the other one is to help the fact that I've got a runny nose. I'm stopped up and I have a runny nose. I don't know how that even makes sense. Put Vicks on your feet with socks when you go to bed. It will help. Somebody, no, Susan, she's in the bathroom now. She's walked away. Somebody told me, too, to take an onion and cut it in half and put it in my socks and sleep in it. Which I'm cool with that. But then, like, all I keep thinking about is what my feet would smell like in the morning. I don't know how I feel about that. You guys are actually getting to see me with no makeup. I so rarely ever do not wear makeup. So,
that's when I can tell you feel off.
John said that's how he knows I'm not feeling good because I don't have makeup on. Get some horseradish will clear your sinuses right up.
Woo!
Do you eat the horseradish, Teresa, or do you like put it on you, or what do you do with it? Like you smell it? What do you do with it? I've got some cough medicine that I made, and I showed you guys how to make that. It was like with honey and lemon and moonshine, but I'm not really coughing. I'm mostly it's just in my head.
It's so little.
I wanted those bunnies you sold. They're so sweet. Carol, I have 7 more that will be ready, and then she's pregnant again, so there will be more babies. Not on the feet, but I have done baked onion and mustard plaster for my baby girl when she used to get sick. Let me turn this sideways so I can read these. Here we go.
Look at my hair.
Fire water or master tonic. Oh, you eat it? Oh, no.
I got dread.
If you smell it in your feet in the morning, it worked. Ginger tea. I think we do. I don't think we have ginger tea. I think I have jasmine tea. I don't think that'll work.
What about a lavender?
Yeah, I don't know. I do this every year. Some years are worse than others.
February or January.
Yeah, I normally wait until January, but at least I'm getting over it or going through it right now instead of Christmas. It would really stink to do this during Christmas, but no, the bunnies. I sold Ghirardelli. I had sold Fred, which was the buck, the little red-headed buck. And then I sold all of the line heads, so I don't have any of those anymore. I tried to get Ghirardelli in with Blackjack several times, never could get her bred. And then once I had bred her, once I had sold her and promised these people and were like gonna take her over there, I realized she's pregnant. So I'm kicking myself a little bit for that.
She's juggling.
With the huge.
Take a couple of shots of moonshine. Helps me every time. I have some. I may actually do that, honestly.
Barely handle water.
To a cold, yes. Bandana, I did. I went from, I had the stomach bug Saturday night, and then by Monday, I was just not feeling great. And Tuesday, I started getting like, I guess it's like a sinus infection, and then it's moved, and I started coughing, and I had a really super sore throat, and now it's moved into just a really bad head cold. I've been having all kinds of fun. Forget everything, but the moonshine will help you sleep like a baby. You might still be sick, might not cure you, but at least you won't care about it anymore. So, yeah, I sold all the rabbits except for the 3 adults and all the babies. And then the new babies go to their new home in 2 weeks. I won't lie, I'm kind of sad about it. I'm sad about seeing them go, especially the little black one. I really love that rabbit. And then the lady that's wanting to buy the black and white little boy, she's kind of like up in the air at the moment as to whether or not she's actually going to take him. So I don't know what's going to happen. But I did, looking on the little new babies today, and they are starting to get just a slight tinge of peach fuzz. And I think some of them may be like a castor color, which is kind of like a black and red mix. Poogie, he's trying to hit the tripod. But I actually think there might be a white one in the bunch. If there is, I don't care what it is, I'm keeping it. Sounds like I sent you what we all got here through the computer, just getting over it here. What?
If there's about what I'm keeping them. I went.
They're making fun of me. John and Emily both are here, and they're both making fun of me. I love that little black one, Carol. It's the sweetest baby. Like, I'll go in there and sit down, and she'll come up, and she'll sit up on my legs. Oh, I love that rabbit. But I intentionally made sure I spent a lot of time with her because she's going to a little girl. I say a little girl, but Molly's like 15. But she's been wanting a rabbit for a really long time. So from the moment that she was born, I made sure to spend lots and lots of time with her. As soon as Molly said I want the black one, I'm trying to make sure that she's fit for a pet. Is Mama feeding them? Yeah, Teresa, I put the straw over the top. I forgot. I've not released the vlog for today. I put the straw over the top in a crisscross pattern, and then when I went out this morning, it was completely rearranged and had new fur on it. So Mama definitely, and all the babies were fat and full. I checked everybody. So Mama, Foxy is taking care of her babies. Sounds like you have cedar fever. Look on the bright side. It'll make you lose weight. This is true. For those of you guys who follow me on the weight loss thing, when I got the stomach virus back on Saturday, I also have ulcerative colitis too. And you see, when you have like a really bad flare up, it can be bad. Like the last time I had a flare up, winter. The last time I had a flare up, I ended up in the hospital. So they give you prednisone. You guys are goofy. They're over here singing and dancing with each other. So they gave me some prednisone, and I have to take it.
Eating a burrito.
Oh, he's eating a burrito. Whatever. You all are still being distracting. You're worse than the kids.
Good.
But you take the prednisone, and it will help with the inflammation, and then you won't have as big of an issue with the flare up. So I had to take prednisone, which instantly caused me to gain back weight. I think I lost 6.5 pounds in the week that I was on the liquid diet, and then I lost some more after that. Altogether, I've still only lost 6 pounds because I gained everything else back. It made me really mad. Let's see. Maria, let's see. Yeah, I loved your commentary, Maria, on my buddy drama. You're right, I do need like a name for all my buddy issues that I got going on. But I don't understand exactly the date that Foxy had her babies. Like, I went back and calculated, I did not put her with a buck when she had those babies. So they have to be early. But they don't look early and they don't act early. They act perfectly fine. So I don't know exactly what happened with that. I hate taking steroids. They puff you out so much, especially in the face. Yes. I noticed that yesterday. I was FaceTiming Mom, and I told her, I was like, my face looks really fat. My cheeks are fat. Stop clapping. Ha, 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 ha. I hate you. Please go die.
Have to try. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm struggling with the weight loss stuff. That kind of went out the window when I ended up having that flare up.
I didn't need that hand.
That's gross, Emily.
She does the same thing to you. I don't know why you're saying.
I don't sit and let her lick me in the face like that.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. She sits and licks her feet. Maybe the buck broke her out and put her back again. Hey, that's possible, I guess. But, well, no, the buck that she was with is the only one who's never gone out. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. Fred. So you guys have seen Fred, the little red-headed buck that I had. Sweetest rabbit. He was perfectly fine. I mean, I think he only got hateful with me one time. I was trying to reach in his cage and like put some feed in there, and he charged me a little bit, and I right in the nose. The new people, they said that he like attacked the woman's hand, like was going for her, bit her, put a hole in her hand. They have to use gloves. He'll growl at them, and I'm just like, I don't know what you're feeding him, but he didn't do that when he was here.
He's a bone. I couldn't hear his rate.
Have I put heat on my face? I've not. I feel like I probably should though, because my face is sore. Like especially up through here is really sore. What do you do with the rabbit poop? I'm gonna be doing a video and I'll have it out probably tomorrow, where I'm gonna talk about the future garden. So what I've been doing as I clean out, I've just been spreading it out on the ground to let it be fertilizer, along with all the bedding and stuff. Just putting it out everywhere that's gonna be a garden, and then come spring, I will till it into the ground, and then I'll keep putting bunny poop on my garden. So that's what I'm doing. Fertilizer. I think my buck is headed for freezer camp. Somebody had said something about that I should have butchered. Who was it? Ghirardelli. Sorry guys, I'm kind of out of it. That I should have butchered Ghirardelli because she didn't get bred, but they're minis, so I don't really want to butcher them. But the good thing is the lady that I met with that took all these rabbits that bought them from me, she does multiple breeds. They're trying to start a rabbitry. And so that's why she's buying these breeds from me, because these are some that she does not have. And she actually has New Zealand whites, which are meat rabbits. So eventually I'm going to move everybody over, and I'm going to use that one big run. And my one big run, I plan to do the New Zealand whites in a colony type setting there, and we will be butchering those. So, a neti pot.
Ooh.
It will get that mess to running out. So after you put heat, you may want to lay across the bed, waist down, and let it flow. Ugh. That's gross. I hate snot. That's gross. I can't wait for you to get Rex. I can't wait either. I'm just trying to build up the stock that I have now to start selling those out.
We put the big toe.
Let's see. I think so. He won't breed. Are you sure it's a he? Yeah. My other rabbits that I've gotten rid of. Oh, the reason that I was telling you about the New Zealand whites. The reason I told you about that, her having those, is she told me that if out of Foxy's litter, she has 2 or 3 litters due of the New Zealand whites this weekend, and told me that our rabbits will be all ready about the same time. So if we want to swap out, and I will give her 2 mini Rex does from the litter, and she will give me 3 does and a buck in exchange for the Rex.
I got that cup last year.
Have I butchered rabbits yet? I've not. I've never done it. I've seen it done on YouTube. When I knew that would be something I would be doing, I watched a lot of videos on YouTube about how to do it. My cousin Jason, he's an avid hunter, and he does know how to butcher rabbits. And so he and I made a deal. And it's not because I'm afraid to kill my own animal, because I'm not really, I worked in a vet office, I put stuff to sleep, and I know it may be somewhat different, but I have no issue killing the animal. The issue I have is I want to make sure that I'm doing it as humane as possible. And if I'm unsure of myself, I don't want to take the chance that I injure the animal versus a clean kill. So Jason has volunteered to help me out he will not only help me by dispatching the animal, but also to clean and dress it. And then in exchange, he and I will split the rabbits. So I feel like that's a decent deal. As far as, let's see. As far as the quail go, I was just realizing the other day, Hi, Poggy. I was just realizing the other day that I could literally just go out in the barn in the next week or so and see eggs. Like, they're getting to that age. And as far as butchering the quail, the male extra males that I have down in the bottom cage, I'm going to do that by myself. I've watched enough videos, and it seems so straightforward that I feel pretty confident that I can do this by myself. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to videotape it. I'm going to video it. Please stop licking me. I'm going to video it. And I will, of course, put a disclaimer out. If you don't want to watch something like that, I'll give you tons of warning to not watch it, because I know not everybody's into that kind of thing. But I feel like it would be educational for those people who are like me, who are just learning. And as you learn, I mean, I've showed you the good, the bad, the ugly so far, so I might as well show you something like that as well. Whatever, Emily. She said my face is all three. What am I going to do with the hides?
Put them inside of a different
I hope you can dress one as well as Danny. I plan to sell the hides. We're at the foothills of the Smoky Mountains, and the mountains themselves have a lot of gift shops, and they sell tons of fur. And they're always making fun of me. So I plan to... between now and the time that I'm actually going to be butchering rabbits, I plan to start studying up on tanning hides. I'd like to attempt to do that so that I can sell them and make money another way. You love my dog. I love my dog too, but she's a brat. With your quail, are you making sure they're getting some eggshells or some type of calcium? I have. Believe it or not, when we do scrambled eggs, I'll save the eggshells, bake them down, and do stuff like that. And I also went to the store and I asked them specifically for a 28% protein on their quail food. So I was surprised when I went to go get like game bird show food. Like if you're walking through the aisles of Tractor Supply, I'm learning, and I'm shocked sometimes at some of the stuff that you would think would be common sense, but it's not. When I would buy the little bags, it was like $7 for a bag that was like 4 pounds. And I was like, there's no way I could feed them this. This is too expensive. And I asked the woman, I was like, do you have anything else? And she was like, oh yeah, we have game bird food in the back. And I was like, how much is it? She was like, oh, a 50-pound bag, $16. What? What? So I ended up, that's what I did. And that's just like the hay. Somebody else had suggested, I can't remember who it was, had suggested I go get the Timothy hay in a compressed bale. And so I did. And the rabbits prefer that because the Timothy pellets, don't waste your money. The rabbits will not eat it. They hate it. Use the brain of the animal for the best soft skin.
Which is Rebecca?
Rebecca Ellison. I can tell you all the tannin stuff. Brain tannin. That's what I was planning on doing. I watched Mountain Men, and I love Tom Orr, and he was talking about how it's strange that every animal has just enough brain to tan its own hide. I think that's such a... And
Sounds sexual.
I think we were talking about... I think we were talking about it one day, and I told John, I was like who thought of that? Like, what person was sitting around tanning hides and thought, I'm going to put brains on it? Just, where did this stuff come from? Like, some of the gardening techniques and things that I've read about, and I just like planting fish in with corn. I'm just, who thinks of this? Where did this come from? So
I don't know about milk. Like, who was like, hey, that cow's over
yeah,
there.
John said, I want to know about milk. Like, who looked at a cow and thought, you know what?
That's why stuff comes
I'm gonna take the milk that a baby would drink, and I'm gonna drink that.
Like, how drunk was that animal?
Let's see.
Oh,
Simply, I probably will Skype you.
Skype.
I've used cow brain for deer hides. Huh.
Bulldog.
That's really cool. I never thought about using a different brain of an animal for a different hide. I really would like to have some of Tom Orr's hides. I've seen them and they're beautiful. But the only problem is he does not have any online stores. You can't do that. You actually have to go to Montana to get his stuff, and I'm not driving to Montana to get a deer hide when I can get one around here. Let's see.
Pass out.
Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Hi guys. So, seeing Off Grid with Doug and Stacy automatically made me think of the conference with Amy. Poor Amy, she and I have been talking so much, and in the last little bit, she's so busy that we kind of have to put everything on the back burner, and she and I have not been talking as often because this conference kind of took a life of its own. She went from, I don't know if I want to do it, to, we'll do it, to now she's already like starting to think about planning for 2018. I'm really excited about going. It's like, it's so crazy because when she told me, I was like, when we hit October 14th, I was like, okay, 1 year from today, we're going to go to this conference. I'm super excited about doing it. I think she said that Eustace Conway is still kind of up in the air as to whether or not he's coming. He's from Mountain Men, the show Mountain Men too. He's really interesting. I like to hear his story. He just one day decided he was going to go live in the woods. Literally just packed what he had, what he carried on his back, gone, built Turtle Island by hand. I mean, he's a very interesting character. Bandana, I'm going to the conference. Got my tickets in my hotel room already. Woo! I've already got my tickets, and I'm going to probably, there's multiple hotels, and she also said there was a lot of bed and breakfast. There are a lot of bed and breakfast up there. It's up there for me. But I was looking at one, and I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like so much fun, because there was, you can actually fox hunt. John won't get on a horse, so that's not going to do us any good. My sister's making her dog dance. Let's see. I usually don't have the freezer space so far this year. I do for now. I told Amy to be sure to have good food, coffee, and donuts because my non-homesteading husband is coming along and needs something to keep him happy. Yeah, I would. Eustace is in trouble again. I know he had issues with the county wanting to come in, and I think it was a building inspector that had issues with taxes. He was behind on his taxes once. I know that there was issues with that his buildings are not to code for him to have the business. I mean, he's got several. A lot of it is just.
It wasn't even for the business. It was just
for even his own home and stuff. I think
because it was sitting on cinder blocks, not on a permanent foundation.
Yeah, it was because it was on the block like a rock foundation, like they did in the 1800s. Yeah. I think his biggest issue is that Eustace Conway is trying to live outside of the government, and the government don't want him to live outside of the government.
Because they don't even know.
Because if they can't control it, tax it, or regulate it, they don't want you doing it. But yeah, we've looked into some hotels and stuff, and I think we're probably going to try to stay at the one that's closest to the conference because I don't want to be fiddling around in Virginia where I have no idea where I'm at. They said they want to steal his land. I guarantee that's probably about 90% of it. I think he's got like something like 1,000 acres. They've offered several times to try to buy pieces of it, and he ain't having it. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Oh, he's getting sued for personal injury too. That does not surprise me because he's got courses. I know it's like, I've looked into it because I wanted to go do it. It's like $600 for the course, and then he's got like, for an extra $100, he'll teach you driving horses and buggies. And for an extra $100, he'll teach you blacksmithing and stuff like that. But the course itself is you stay for a week, I think, or a weekend. I think it's a week. A week, and you stay in like teepees and tents. Like it's completely, totally off grid. And they teach you primitive living. I thought that was such a cool thing to do, but apparently somebody came, and I don't remember how they got injured, but I know that somebody did get injured. I saw that he was getting sued for that. And that's and there was another thing too. He used to allow children on the camp, But he allows, or they drink raw milk. And he got in trouble for allowing children to drink raw milk or food that was made from the farm and it wasn't regulated. So now they're no longer allowed to have children there, or unless it's just a day camp. If it's a day camp, they can, as long as they provide outside food. It's just, I don't understand. I guess because there's not enough chemicals in it. Hi, Jason. Hi, Jason from Big Bear.
It's mainly because...
I just now seen you. I was here yakking.
It's mainly all because we're like a country of victims now. So
John said it's because we're a country of victims now. Everybody plays the victim. Everybody is a victim. And that does seem to be the case. And that was what me and Amy were talking about too on the... they're either a victim or they're a troll. There's a lot of issues with trolls and stuff. And people being offended. You know, Amy was talking about how... Alderman Farms, I know you guys saw the live stream last week where they were talking about what happened with Tommy, where he was attacked by his dog. And I totally commend and applaud him for taking responsibility for the fact of he made mistakes and that did create the storm for which the dog ended up attacking him. But, and before I tell you this, I've worked with animals for the past 11 years, and it's not just at a homestead, but I actually went to college for it. I worked in veterinary offices and stuff like that. So I've had a lot of experience with some aggressive dogs, and I actually have a degree in animal behavior. And one of the things that he was talking about was how Duke had approached him with his tail wagging. Oh, dogs! Speaking of dogs, they're playing around on the floor and wagging into my tripod. So he was talking about how Duke had approached him, and he was still growling, and he was kind of in a more submissive position. And I think he misinterpreted submission for a hunting mode. The dog was already in the mode to kill because he had the piglet. And he said, I made the mistake of crouching down. And he did, but it's like I told Amy, it's your dog. And we've so over-humanized the dog to the point that we no longer understand or comprehend their body language because we give them names, and that's what we know them by. Like my dog Winter, I don't call her dog, I call her Winter. And so that's her name, and I put a personality with that name. Even if that's not necessarily her personality, that's what I perceive her body language or, what she does as who she is. But the reality is that she's a dog. And you don't watch every waking second your dog and watch their body language so that you can interpret every little move that they make. I'm sure this dog probably had given him warning signals before, but it's your pet. I mean, you look beside you at your little frou-frou dog and you could not imagine this thing wanting to kill you, but they can. Not just, and I know that he got a lot of hate from like the livestock guardian dogs pages and stuff, but it doesn't matter if it's a livestock guardian, it doesn't matter if it's a lab, it doesn't matter if it's a pit bull like what I have or like what Big Bear has with a Rottweiler. Any dog can do it. Any dog. Worst bite I've ever had was from a English Springer Spaniel. Super sweet dog. My mistake. She gave me the signal, which was she was in pain. I reached for her without properly restraining her before I grabbed for her, and she bit me 4 or 5 times before I could get away up my arm. My arm went completely dead, and I had to go to the emergency room. I mean, get his big body off this tripod.
He stood up and then sat right back down just to move.
So the reality is did Tommy make mistakes? I'm sure he did. He says for a fact that he did. Knowing animal behavior, I know that he did. But it can happen to anybody. And I think just like we were talking about, like I was saying about people being offended all the time. I mean, people just got on these soapboxes and they just let him have it for no reason. No reason. It didn't educate. It was just... I don't know. It really made me sad to see him get so much hate when he was openly saying, hey, look, I did something. And as far as I know, some people had said, well, you could have done something else besides kill the dog. No, you couldn't have. No, you couldn't have. And even the border collie, I know I think as he said it was her name. She was just using pack mentality. this alpha dog is attacking another. If you ever watch a pack of wolves, when they have one down, multiples will come in and nip from behind and the sides. So she was doing what she would naturally have done. I think what it is just the same way that, and I was telling Amy this on the coffee chat, is just the same way that we've become so detached from our food that when you show a video of somebody, butchering an animal, or you show a video of certain things, people are so offended and they get so upset because they don't comprehend. When you're sitting there eating McDonald's, you're eating a cow that somebody, who knows how that cow ended.
Or back when, it could have been months.
Yeah, and it could have been months ago that cow had been butchered. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're so detached from food, and you're so detached from the natural world, period, from nature, period, that people forget this is a dog. It's still an animal. Whether it's your pet, whether you gave it a name, it does not matter. This is an animal. And I was so shocked. That's just like back when the Harambe incident happened, where the gorilla got shot because a child fell in the... Don't talk about it.
Harambe.
People were actually saying they should have let the child die. And I'm just like, what makes the child's life less important than an animal? It's an animal. Yes, the animal was in a natural habitat, but if we would stop paying money to go see it, they wouldn't be there. They're there because somebody makes money off of it. And now I'm done on my soapbox. Okay, let's see. Yes, everyone go to the Homesteaders of America. Amy has that set up, and it is a fund that will go straight to Tommy to help him and Patty pay for the medical bills. Let's see. I'm not picking on Apollo, Big Bear. I have a big vicious dog too, right? Let's see. Winter wants some screen time. Bump the drive. They will not stop.
Hop up or Wendy, Cherish. Call up or...
I was bit real bad by a husky. It was trying to attack a neighbor boy. That was the last time he ever done that. Yeah. Susan, you're right. You said you're alpha there. You absolutely have to be alpha dog with your... Like this. See, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. She's a brat. But yeah, you have to understand, if you're going to have dogs, and it's the same way with any other animal. I don't like the rabbits were kind of I had to do because I wasn't capable of having the chickens, and you guys know that story. But I don't like having an animal unless I have researched it and I can pick up basic body language. A lot of the things too, and I'm a talkative person, obviously. I like to talk, but when you start spending time with an animal, especially if it's a new one, you need to be quiet. And don't speak to an animal. Do they understand English? I think that they said that a dog has the capability of understanding the speech by like a 3-year-old child. It was something in that level. So a dog can comprehend to a degree, especially if they've been around a human a lot. But when you first get to know your dog, try to stay quiet with it. Just be quiet and learn body language, learn what's unique to that animal. And I think that should go for everything, honestly, especially horses. Horses, that's something kill you without even meaning to. And people don't pay attention. Let's see. Let me see. Let me go. Okay. Let's go back down. I'm having to keep up with it. I'm catching back up on the comments. Thank you, Vina, for putting the homestead fund up there. That's awesome. Yeah, social justice is the worst. Like, what? Okay, just... Hi, Mom. Yeah, Mom was doing someone's hair, so she's not here today. But yeah, I think that is a lot of the reason why some of us get into homesteading to start with, is just wanting to know where your food comes from. I had watched a documentary back, we lived in an apartment. This was long before this ever even crossed my mind. I had watched a documentary, and it was made by PETA, and we know that they exaggerate and they kill animals themselves, but then they like to get on their soapbox about it. But I watched this documentary that was showing factory farming and the way that the animals end up. and watching them, what they do with baby chicks and what they do with pigs and cows. And I was just, honestly, I was horrified. I think that was probably the very first time that I came in contact with factory farming or even having a comprehension, because up to that point, I was like most other people. I was completely blinded. I was completely just going about my life, not thinking anything about anything. Like, I had no clue that this stuff went on. I just assumed, I mean, what you see on TV, these beautiful farms with the red barn, I thought that's where everything came from until I started seeing the factory farming and I learned the ugly truth. And so then when we moved into a house, you know, I still had not, I guess what you could call, woke up to what was actually happening. And it wasn't until I started homesteading that I really have started learning more and more about where my food comes from and what happens to it and what they don't want to tell you. And it's sad. It's sad, really, that the lies that you get told, and the dogs are playing hard again. And it's sad, the lies that you get told and the things that happen to those animals. And then when you go to the grocery store, you're paying for that. You're paying somebody to do that. And so I think a lot of us ended up in homesteading because of that. Our dogs are smarter than my teenager. I had to put my pit mix down because he was too aggressive. Even the vet was scared of him. Very sad day. And that happens. And, you know, there's been people that have said, you know, it's all about how you raise the dog and different things. And it's all that's somewhat true. But Winter grew up in a meth house. That's where she came from. Emily's laughing. She seriously did. She was rescued from a meth house. And she was just being used to breed to sell puppies. And so she actually had a really bad background, but yet she's one of the best dogs I've ever had. And then I've had dogs or like even my cat. Aria and Frodo, both of those have some of the best personalities, super sweet cats. I've had them since they've been, I think Aria was 7 months old and Frodo was, hi Poogie. And Frodo I bottle fed him. But then I have Katniss. Katniss I had at 5 weeks old. I mean, she was barely 5 weeks old. And that cat, if I was to mess with her, if I pet her and she don't feel like it that day, she'll eat you up. That's just her personality. That's who she is. PETA busted up my truck one time. I got new tires, new windows, and private parking space at college. Thanks, PETA. Oh, my Lord. That's sad. That's sad, Big Bear, honestly. Emily's taking selfies with the pug.
Really
PETA does get crazy. And I saw something, somebody posted it on Facebook. It was a video of these people who were, I think they said that they were in Southern California. Go figure. Sorry to people in California. They were in Southern California and they went to a grocery store dressed in black suits and black dresses, pulled out all the frozen turkeys, laid them out on the ground with, like on a sheet, like a black cloth. And I didn't mean to poke him. And they had a funeral for the turkeys. And I'm just like, do you guys not have a job? Like, do you not have nothing better to do with your life
Tom
than
Jr.
to do this?
Tom Sr.
I couldn't believe it. Like and it was a real video. It wasn't, you know, people just trying to get hits on YouTube or, you know, something like that. Yeah, they gave store turkey funerals. Yeah. I couldn't believe it.
People protesting milk because they thought.
Yeah, John said, I remember that.
Hey,
John said that they were like
milk.
protesting milk. They were PETA people and they were at a grocery store and they were protesting milk and they had a picture of a dead cow that was butchered and it was hung upside down, you know, to let the blood draw out. And they were like, milk, when will the slaughter stop? Don't drink milk. And somebody commented and said, is anybody going to tell those people that milking a cow don't kill it? Somebody needs to, because I think they're confused.
It's over in the meat section.
Wayne said, do you know what PETA stands for? People with too much freaking time on their hands. I saw that. How come that never happens when I'm out in town? Farmer Meemaw, they probably think abortion is okay, though. That's probably true. You don't want to get me on that subject because I could go on about that for 2 days.
Wait,
I
restart
would
the
have joined
PETA
them
thing.
while I was chewing on a turkey leg.
What's PETA stand for?
He said PETA with people with too much freaking time on their hands. He's just being silly.
He's not meaning the spelling. You just
She's
said
cra-
wrong.
she's
You don't know
crazy.
how to spell PETA.
But yeah, I don't understand. Like, and I think it might have been Bandana that was talking about how she has a daughter who's a vegan, and
That's cool.
and I know people who are vegans. Some of our neighbors, one of our neighbors, they're vegan, and that's cool. Like when I grew a garden, I took her a bunch of extra vegetables.
Tattoo artist is a
That's
vegan.
great. I don't mind if you're a vegan, but you don't get to tell me that I can't eat meat. If anything, I would say, and honestly, if somebody says to me, look, I'm a vegan because I can't kill my own animal and I don't like the way that they're done in a factory, I applaud that. I applaud you for that. And the reason why is because you're taking a stand for what you believe in, and you're admitting the fact that I can't do it myself, so I'm just not going to do it at all. I mean, you're still protecting animals in your own way, but don't tell me I can't eat meat and can't butcher my own animal because that's going to happen.
Literally America. That's what in a nutshell. You do what you want, I'm going to do what I want.
Can you let the dog out? She's going to go potty. And so does Puggy now. As he hits the straw. Let's see.
Look at him. Ew.
I protect vegans' food. What's funny too is I was like, you know, if they're vegan and they want to protect the animals, if they're eating all the vegetables, then there won't be none for the animals. So I know that was cheesy, but Wayne said, I love animals. I think they're delicious. Somebody put on a billboard a picture of a puppy and a pig side by side, and it says, why eat one and not the other? They're both living beings. And somebody literally got up on top of it with black spray paint and said, because one makes delicious bacon. I thought that was so funny. One has bacon. Evening, Rain. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that matter. And you know, I didn't, and like I said, you know, I started becoming awake to what was going on around me and what happens to your food and stuff like that. But not just the animal issue. Go to the vegetable issue. And I'm going to talk about this in that video about the garden. When I ordered my seed catalog last year, I did not order a seed catalog. Last year, I went to the Amish market and I purchased already started seedling plants. Stop hitting! You're making this thing bounce.
Your head is too fat.
So anyway, I went ahead and I gotten some stuff from the Amish. I got seeds from the Amish, and then I think there was a couple of other things that I wanted to pick up, and those things. My sister's dancing again. And I ended up just going to like the local Walmart and picking up seeds. So I didn't, I never ordered from a catalog. I never seen anything. I just went and it said carrots, so I picked up carrots. Well, now that I'm getting into seed catalogs and I'm actually going to have a huge garden this year, I opened the catalog and I was looking through, and it was carrots is what made me think of it. I was looking through the seed catalog and I was just like, where's the normal carrots? Like, I was so confused by all the names and the different types, and I was like, where's the normal carrots? And it dawned on me, like somebody just flipped the light switch. These are normal carrots. The little carrots you see at the store, that's not normal. That's chemically treated. That's somebody peeled that already for you. Somebody shaped that to look a certain way. You know, it's probably been filled with dye. Who knows what? All these different chemicals to make it look a certain color so it looks like a textbook carrot. And I was just like, it just hit me, and I was like, these are normal carrots. Normal carrots look like this.
I don't know exactly. There's over 3 different types of species of tobacco.
Oh, Lord, John, you and your tobacco. John smokes a pipe. He smokes a tobacco pipe, and he's really big into different types of tobacco, and he didn't realize that there was 3 types of tobacco leaf and different things like that. But 3,000, sorry. Excuse me.
Okay. You want to see a normal carrot?
What are you doing?
Go see Dora.
You're so stupid. Farmer Meemaw, how's the diet going? It's not going very good, Meemaw. I pretty much had to give up on it when I got sick. I've not been able to eat like I was. Probably partially from being on the liquid diet. I have better restriction than I did before. And then on top of that, just being sick. But as far as eating what I want, I've not been eating good. I just don't. We've eaten fast food almost the past 4 days because I just cannot eat. I can't cook. I don't feel like it. I think I cooked once and it was chili and I ate some of that. I'm a reverse vegetarian. They eat the plants, I eat them. My wife made me the shape I am today. I see her. She's dumb.
How you doing?
Simply said, I will take them all, John. LOL.
Huh?
Do you know how to find a vegan in a crowd? Just wait 5 minutes and they'll tell you. That's probably true, honestly.
This one kid has it on his backpack.
Josh said that his cat dogs like to lay on the back of the couch too. I would say Winter would if she thought she could get her big body up there, but I don't think she can.
She'd break it, Kate.
She tries to get in my lap and she's 90 pounds. She's heavy. Let's see. Yeah, John started smoking a pop about 3 years ago. It was right before Olivia was born. And I wasn't a huge fan of it, honestly. But the more I've looked into it and stuff, it's less harmful for you than cigarettes are. It's less harmful for you than, dipping or anything like that. And I mean, if he's gonna do one, he might as well go for the lesser of the three.
There's actual studies that show that pot smokers live longer.
He said that there's actual studies that show that pot smokers live longer, not because there's health benefits from tobacco or anything like that, but because it does keep them calm. And smoking a tobacco pop like that requires you to sit and to be calm and to be relaxed. And so they have time to, it's not something you can puff on and move on about your day. You actually have to take at least an hour to sit down and do something like that. We're going to work on this together. You're right, Mima. We're going to at some point. Vegans are cool. Spock is one of my favorite. I think you mean a Vulcan. Bet you didn't know I knew that, did you?
Never seen that stuff.
You've never seen Star Trek?
I've seen what I've
I'm
seen.
not a
the
freaking Trekkie.
There's not anything
And
nerdy
it
that I don't think we
just
have seen.
Confused me.
I've
Oh.
seen it, I just don't like it.
Star Wars best.
Don't even compare.
Thank you, Big Bear. You got that one really quickly. I'm so glad. Let's see. I like the smell of it outside. Me too, Susan. I do not. No, he ain't doing it in this house. He's got.
Blends I can.
There's one certain blend, and the only place you can get it is close to where we live. It's called Kate's Cove Cavendish.
And Lane's one Q's the same way.
Lane 1Q. Yeah, that's similar to the Kate's Cove. It reminds me of what my great papaw used to smoke, and it does not bother me, and it's not overly strong. Let's see. But yeah, one time he was in here and he thought I was asleep. Well, I was asleep, and he thought he was going to sit in here and smoke a pipe while I was in bed. A cigar?
Yes,
Oh.
watching The Godfather.
I woke up and I come in there. I opened the door. I was like, "What are you doing?" I could smell that. You're going to kill my quail. I was worried about my quail's health.
I just don't live life out here.
Let's see. When my hubby smoked a pipe, my sister would fight over who got to stand next to him. They love this smell. I like the smell of it if it's a certain blend. But you guys have to understand, there's two different types of pipe tobacco. One of them is an aromatic, and there's three. Aromatic, English, and Virginias. Virginias stink. Aromatics are okay. They do not. They'll make him smell good. Like, I don't like the smell of it while he's smoking it, but his clothes and hair and stuff will smell like it. It smells good.
I smell like Santa Claus. That's what
He said he smells like Santa Claus. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the English blends stink to high heaven. It is worse than a dang skunk. It will stick to him. It will stick. No,
It tastes so good.
You're terrible. There's one of them
called meat pie.
And he was outside smoking it, and I could smell it in the house. It's from London, and it's disgusting. It is disgusting.
It's good stuff, though.
So, yeah. So we, he can smoke Kate's Cove Cavendish in here, okay? I'll tolerate
Except
that
you
every
won't
now and
buy
then.
one.
Well, it's because it's expensive. He said I won't buy him any. You have to go up to Kate's Cove to get
You
it.
don't. You have it shipped. I've checked.
You can have it shipped,
Yeah, you can buy me
but
some.
it's expensive.
For Christmas. You can buy some Christmas.
Let's see. So what are you saying? He stinks all the other times? If he's been
Yes.
smoking a Virginia blend, or
I
if he's
take
been
showers.
smoking an English blend, yes, he stinks. He smells like an ashtray, and I hate it.
I thought you were gonna say something else.
I thought she did tell.
Wayne said he smokes a pop when he cuts grass.
He sounds like
Yeah.
ass.
Simply Circus said he smells like cookies and child pee.
Okay.
Susan says she loves the ambrosia flavored.
Ambrosia? Yeah.
He said, yeah. They've actually got some sort of Christmas blend, don't they? They're supposed to smell like cookies
there's
and
one by Renowned Deal that's called Corn Cob Pop. And it
Corn Cob
literally
Pop.
tastes like a cup of hot chocolate with marshmallows.
Oh, he said there's one that's called Corn Cob Pop, and it tastes like a cup of hot chocolate with marshmallows in it. So,
It's supposed to smell like it too.
well, we've got about 5 minutes, and then it will be time for Go for Green Living. So, make sure whenever you hop off here, you all head over to Go for Green and listen to them. Their little girl, is she not the cutest thing ever?
Are we still doing a live stream next week?
Let's see.
Cherish?
Do what, baby?
We still do.
I don't know. Next week, and I've got to message Brad and Krista about this. It might be iffy if I'm going to be here on the live stream because some of his family, his mom or his stepmom and his dad and his sister will be here at 5 o'clock to
So they'll probably go on by now.
open Christmas presents and stuff. Go on, or I'm going to get mad.
So,
There's only so many times I'm going to push you away from this tripod, dog. So I don't know if they'll still be here. I might just go in the bedroom and talk to you guys in there for
they'll
about an
probably
hour.
go on by 9 o'clock,
You think they'll be
so,
gone?
I'll be off work, so I can always do it with you.
Yeah, so we'll see. So more than likely I'll be here, but it may just be me, maybe me and John. I don't know. How much does a typical pop cost? Because I've really considered that to cigarettes.
Hold on.
Hold on, he's going to show you. You better hurry. You got 2 minutes. Okay.
Funny talking about something that I'm into. This right here cost me $8, and this thing has lasted me almost 3 years.
It's just a
you
corn
can
cob.
find them on Pops and cigars.com. The only thing that you gotta look for is on the bottom. It says Missouri Meerschaum. They're made in, I think, the state of Washington, I believe. And they're extremely cheap. They last forever. Yeah, it's a corn cob, but... And then I bought this one for $25, and I barely even smoke it. It's huge. Like, this thing, I mean, fits all the way to the top. It takes me about an hour and a half to sometimes 2 hours. Like, it's forever. Then the expensive one I got is this one. And this one I bought, this was a present for something.
Yeah, when we bought the house, I bought in this to have like as an heirloom. It's a Viking pipe.
And it come from Denmark. They're all made in Denmark, and it was 70, I think. But
no, it was like 80 something.
okay, 80 something. But that is extremely good briar. That is what that they're all made out of, and this will last me years. This will probably be here as soon as I'm dead. Like, they last forever.
Wayne said corn cob pops are the best.
Yeah, and you can buy them by the dozen, and they last forever.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm okay with him doing it. It doesn't really bother me, honestly, if this is his thing.
I just need more of them.
I mean, because let's be honest, guys. There's worse things.
I keep telling her, at least it's not
than
heroin.
tobacco. Hey, Texas Bama said, how long does a typical thing of tobacco last?
Just depends. I smoke maybe twice
A
a
week.
week, if that.
Yeah.
So I usually buy in bulk,
About a pound at a
no,
time?
No, I don't. I usually get about 4 to 8 ounces. And literally, I've got like half of jars that I haven't used from 2 to 3, like back in like 2012, 13, that I still ain't even smoked at all.
Yeah.
So it can last for a while, except with this one. This thing is a tobacco eater, because you got to think, it's literally from here to here. That's a ton. That is like basically 3 normal pops is one of these.
Yeah, and how long does that normally take you to smoke out of that one?
Like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, by the time this one's done, I'm sick of smoking. Like, I'm just done. I want to go inside.
Yeah, and the other thing is, too, is like, if you smoke something like that right there, you can't do what they call hotboxing it, which means you can't puff on it really, really fast. You have to just puff, wait a little bit, or otherwise you'll get sick.
Especially English and Virginias and stuff like that. If you hotbox them, and I mean, if you just sit there and just puff away really, really fast, that thing will get blistering hot. It could crack it, or it will give you so much of a hit of nicotine all at once, it can make you very sick. Like, it can make you sick to your stomach, and because it's just too much too quick. So it's very, you got to take a step back, relax, just kind of chill. Take it easy. Don't rush it.
My cousin Michael came over, and he's a pop smoker too, but he's only had like the aromatics, and he'd never had any. He tried
Dunhill Nightcap, and that's one of the that's a
and he did it on an empty stomach, and he was literally laying in my yard on his back going,
there's a reason. There's a reason. How come that stuff is called nut? Exactly what it is.
Texas says, for a pack-a-day smoker, how much will it help to cut down on the cravings of cigarettes? I would probably say a lot, because you get a much heavier nicotine in a slower way.
The only problem that you might have is it's not a constant thing where literally a person can just like that, just pull out one, boom, right there, and you have it. It's there. This can take some time, but it will cut back on a feeling at that moment. And especially if you smoke some very stronger stuff, I mean...
Wayne said he also smokes cigars. Great porch time fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've learned my thing about cigars. They are a lot stronger than these, I think. Some of them are, or at least the ones I've tried. Like, I don't know much about them. I just go into the store, and I'm like, that's a neat label. I bet that one, that one's good. That one's good. I bet that's cool.
He said, I don't inhale this pop smoke or the cigar smoke.
No, God, no. Guys, if you ever try pop, do not inhale. I'm telling you, you will cough your lungs up. The stuff, and that's what I always hear from a bunch of people, you're going to get lung cancer. If you inhale this, you're going to have a bad time. You are going to have a bad time. Like, it will make you cough your lungs up every single time. It's not meant for anything like that. It's really not.
All right, guys. Well, the show is up. So, guys, head over to Go for Green Living. They should be starting any minute. We love you, and we're so appreciative that you came. And next week, maybe he'll be able to answer your questions. That's what we'll do next week. We'll talk about
pop right here.
Or we might go outside.
It's going to be too cold.
We'll see.
It's going to be way too cold.
All right. Love you guys. If you're interested in something like this, we'll talk about it next week. Love you. See you later.